Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Wisconsin MMA Today. I'm Scott Joffe, and I'm joined by co-host Wisconsin Combat Sports' Paul Fladten.
Begin.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com. Roufus and Pettis Showtime Sports Bar, where you watch the fights with the fighters.
I'm lightweight world champion Anthony Showtime Pettis, along with MMA trainer Duke Roufus. And come fight time, we want to see you at Showtime, Highway 100, 1 block north of Silver Spring.
Roufus and Pettis Showtime Sports Bar, where you watch all MMA action on two 15-foot mega screens.
I'm MMA coach Duke Roufus, along with lightweight world champion Anthony Showtime Pettis. Come fight time, we want to see you at Showtime, Highway 100, 1 block north of Silver Spring.
Tough like Tiffin. Visit us at tiffinmats.com.
Hello, you're watching Wisconsin MMA Today. I'm Scott Joffe, and I'm joined by Wisconsin Combat Sports' Paul Fladten. Paul, why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about this next bout that they're going to see?
Scott, once again, we're going to look back at Pancration, some of the best up-and-coming young fighters out of the state, as Devin de Los Angeles goes against Taylor Torres. Enjoy.
On Wisconsin MMA Today. You're watching Wisconsin MMA Today. Scott Joffe here, along with my partner, Wisconsin Combat Sports, Paul Fladten. This next bout's a very special one. Fighting out of the blue corner, you've got Devin de Los Angeles, representing Third Heaven MMA out of Beaver Dam. And fighting out of the red corner, you've got Taylor Torres, representing Milwaukee's Roufusport MMA, in a very special 13-year-old Pankration bout. Tell the fans, Paul, a little bit about Pankration as the first round gets started here.
Well, Pancration, as we talked about in an early episode, is, it's a way for younger children now to get into the sport of mixed martial arts. There's no strikes to the head. It's everything to the body, and submissions are legal. So it's just a safer, and it's just a way for young children to find their way into the sport and really get acclimated to what mixed martial arts could have for them in the future.
Again, Third Heaven's Devin de Los Angeles fighting out of the blue corner, and Roufusport's Taylor Torres. Pancration bout.
What awesome action right away. This is so exciting. We get two 13-year-old kids, and I've seen these guys around the Wisconsin scene already for years. So they've been in it since they were single-digit years old. So it's exciting to see how far along these guys have come at this age, and it really makes you think, how good are they going to be years later?
Basically, fans are watching the future of mixed martial arts right here in this 13-year-old Pancration bout.
Absolutely, and that's just an exciting thing. All other sports get that. We all got to see Little League Baseball, we get to see Pop Warner football, and now mixed martial arts, as it's growing, as evolving as a sport, we're seeing that this way too, and it's very exciting for fans.
Again, special thank you to Wisconsin Army National Guard for partnering with NAFC on this Armageddon show and Wisconsin Combat Sports.
You see De Los Angeles get a takedown there, and Taylor Torres almost goes right away for the submission. it's just really exciting the way these kids are going at it, and you really see some really high-level grappling. You see some good striking, even though you can't go to the head yet. But you've seen some really good athletes here.
Again, Third Heavens, Devin de Los Angeles fighting out of the blue corner against Roufusport's Taylor Torres. Fighting out of the red corner out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You see Devin, who's trying to win this fight. His brother won earlier on the card. And it's fun to see brothers who really, get to bond and connect through a sport like this that a lot of other people are still finding their way into.
Two 13-year-olds mixing it up here in Wisconsin MMA Today. Scott Joffe here along with Wisconsin Combat Sports' Paul Fladten. Again, Wisconsin MMA Today is powered by Concede and sponsored by Showtime Sports Bar and Tiffin Mats. And of course, produced in partnership with Wisconsin Army National Guard.
You see Taylor in the black trunks there, really negating anything that could go, keeping his head in the scissors. And here we are in the second round.
Devin de Los Angeles representing Third Heaven MMA out of Beaver Dam, fighting out of the blue corner. Roufusport's Taylor Torres out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, fighting out of the red corner. Second round action. NAFC Armageddon. Go ahead, Paul.
Good job by Taylor keeping him at bay for a while with those leg kicks. But Devin, I think he used to train at Unified Martial Arts before this, so he's been around and he's definitely learned his takedowns. Now at Third Heaven, he goes for it. And Taylor, does a way to easily get that rear naked as he gets the back. Great choke there. Wow.
Is this going to be enough to take the fight?
It is enough to win in amateur or professional mixed martial arts, the way he has that choke sunk in. So great job here.
There's the time from De Los Angeles. Roufusport's Taylor Torres. 46 seconds of the second round, winner by rear naked choke over Devin de Los Angeles. Here on Wisconsin MMA Today, a very special NAFC Pankration bout.
All right, we're here with Taylor Torres, who just pulled off a 6 submission. Taylor, I've seen you training now for a few years. How long have you been doing this, and what do you love most about fighting?
Well, I don't know. I've been training here for maybe 3-4 years. I've been doing it since I was about 8. I've really loved the fight. I don't know. It just really gets me going. Yeah?
That was some awesome sprawl, awesome takedown defense, and then that choke. What was going through your mind when you latched that thing in?
When I latched that thing in, I was just like amped. I was excited. I was everything. It was just wonderful.
You got some great training partners. Who are some guys that you've learned from, and what have you taken from some of those guys?
I've especially learned from my dad. My grandpa drives me to classes every day. Duke, Roufus, and all the partners that train there. I just wanted to thank you. So,
dude, you look like you got a pretty bright future. How long you want to stay fighting? For a long time?
I want to be just as good, or if not better, than Anthony Pettis.
Awesome, man. Great fight. Congrats.
All right, thank you.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com. Roufus and Pettis Showtime Sports Bar, where you watch the fights with the fighters.
I'm lightweight world champion Anthony Showtime Pettis, along with MMA trainer Roufus. And come fight time, we want to see you at Showtime, Highway 100, 1 block north of Silver Spring.
Roufus and Pettis Showtime Sports Bar, where you watch all MMA action on 2 15-foot mega screens.
I'm MMA coach Roufus, along with lightweight world champion Anthony Showtime Pettis. Come fight time, we want to see you at Showtime, Highway 100, 1 block north of Silver Spring.
Tough like Tiffin. Visit us at tiffinmats.com.
Hey, watching Wisconsin MMA Today. I'm Scott Joffe. I'm joined by Wisconsin Combat Sports' Paul Fladten. Got another exciting bout coming up for you next. Paul, why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about what they're going to see here on Wisconsin MMA Today?
Today we're going to the welterweight division as Mack and Salo battle at NAFC Armageddon. Enjoy.
This next bout is a welterweight matchup under 170 pounds featuring out of the red corner, neutral grounds, Mack from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And fighting out of the blue corner is Salo representing Green Bay, Wisconsin's Teck Martial Arts. This is first round action. Again, Scott Joffe here with Paul Fladten. Wisconsin MMA Today, produced in partnership with Wisconsin Army National Guard and sponsored by Showtime Sports Bar and Tiffin Mats and powered by Concede.
This is a perfect example of why I loved amateur mixed martial arts. You get to see guys from, martial arts schools, like Teck's, as well as you get to see, neutral ground school here, which is highly known for its jiu-jitsu. So you definitely get to see some different disciplines coming in.
This is the first time a Teck martial arts fighter has been featured on an NAFC bout. Of course, we featured more than a few neutral grounds fighters out of Milwaukee and Grafton, Wisconsin.
Yeah, early on you see Mack landing some good leg kicks. He took one there, but he also checked it a little bit. But you see him kind of looking like he's more comfortable in the stand-up. His hands are low, but he just looks like he's got, the better form early on.
Again, you're watching Wisconsin MMA Today, first round action, a welterweight matchup under 170 pounds. Mack out of the red corner versus Salo out of the blue corner.
Mack cool and calm, waiting back, whereas Salo just comes in and looks for that one, trying to get that one shot knockout, but he's really not even coming close on a lot of these shots. So it's not a very, Mack's not nervous about watching these strikes coming at him. As I say that, Salo lands a good right hand, but Mack's able to shake it off and go back to the attack here.
Be sure to catch all of the past episodes on YouTube at WIMMA Today TV. Again, first round welterweight action, Mack from neutral grounds and Salo from Teck Martial Arts. Mack fighting out of the red corner, Salo out of the blue corner.
Salo's Teck Martial Arts background looks obvious as some very unorthodox striking here early on. He really kicks hard. The technique's not there, but he goes for it.
Again, you're watching first round action. This is Wisconsin MMA Today, produced in partnership with the Wisconsin Army National Guard.
Great catch there at the kick and then delivering that right hand by Mack. That was just a great job watching his opponent, who was coming in with those sloppy strikes. You wait on that, you catch him, and you deliver a big shot like this, and now he's in the offensive position, hammering big fists. Hopefully, he's avoiding the up kick, which isn't allowed anyways right now, but going for it, just not allowing Salo to do anything. Salo's covering up, and he's just in a poor position here as Mack fully takes advantage of this fight here late in the first round.
You're watching Wisconsin MMA Today.
Mack jumps in there, Salo sloppily gives up his back, and right now you can tell trouble's coming. He's just not in a position to guard anything. He has the hand up to the ear, but, with Mack's left hand underneath, and now he puts the right hand over. That.
And the end comes at 2:45 of round one. Mack, representing Milwaukee's neutral grounds, taking a welterweight NAFC victory over Salo from Teck Martial Arts by rear naked choke on Wisconsin MMA Today.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com. Roufus and Pettis Showtime Sports Bar, where you watch the fights with the fighters.
I'm lightweight world champion Anthony Showtime Pettis, along with MMA trainer Roufus. And come fight time, we want to see you at Showtime, Highway 100, 1 block north of Silver Spring.
Roufus and Pettis Showtime Sports Bar, where you watch all MMA action on two 15-foot mega screens.
I'm MMA coach Roufus, along with lightweight world champion Anthony Showtime Pettis. Come fight time, we want to see you at Showtime, Highway 100, 1 block north of Silver Spring.
Tough like Tiffin. Visit us at tiffinmats.com.
Hello, you're watching Wisconsin MMA Today. Scott Joffe here along with my partner, Wisconsin Combat Sports' Paul Fladten. Paul, why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about what they're going to see in this next bout?
Today, Roufusport and Neutral Ground collide when Snider and Dave Hoeppner battle at NAFC Armageddon.
Hello, you're watching Wisconsin MMA Today. Scott Joffe here along with my partner, Wisconsin Combat Sports' Paul Fladten. This next bout is an NAFC middleweight matchup. It was featured on Armageddon. Out of the red corner from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Snider, representing Roufusport Martial Arts Academy. And fighting out of the blue corner is Dave Hoeppner from Milwaukee's Neutral Ground Academy. This is first round action. You're watching Wisconsin MMA Today, produced in partnership with Wisconsin Army National Guard and powered by Concede, sponsored by Showtime Sports Bar and Tiffin Mats.
You know, this is one of those fun ones to watch. You see Snider up there, another Roufusport import, you know, along the lines of Pascal Kraus, you know, even, you know, from out of country, guys coming here to fight. So you see just the influence now that mixed martial arts is having. This, you know, and Roufusport itself, just bringing in people from across the globe. So very exciting to watch this sport evolve and people come to fight here in Milwaukee to do it.
Again, Roufusport's Snider fighting out of the red corner, and Neutral Ground's Dave Hoeppner fighting out of the blue corner. This is Wisconsin MMA Today, first round action.
Hoeppner goes for a takedown. John gives it up. Right in the guard there. And if anyone's wondering who's who, you can tell Dave with his Neutral Ground tattoo on his chest there. John doing a good job keeping him at bay, not letting, you know, Dave, who looks to be a little bigger, not letting him, you know, bully him around, keeping him at bay with his legs, looking to almost lock up a triangle there, keeping the pressure on. It's fun to watch when guys do more from the bottom than the top. It's the way jiu-jitsu has evolved, and it's the way that this sport has really evolved. That triangle getting ever so close to latching on as well.
And you're watching Wisconsin MMA Today. This is a special middleweight matchup under 185 pounds featuring Roufusport's Snider out of the red corner and Neutral Ground's Dave Hoeppner out of the blue corner.
You know, Dave just keeps pushing, but as he pushes, he gets that even his neck tighter and tighter clinched there. You know, and right in the front of it, you see Coach Justin Lemke telling his fighter Snider, just keep going for that triangle. You're so close. Hoeppner keeps pushing him farther danger. You just got to latch those legs around there and close them up. Dave's in trouble here. He's got to pull that head out, but you know, he's not sweaty early on, so John's able to really get this thing locked in, and it's coming close to an end right here. Wants to tap, and that's it.
The end comes at 146, the round one. That's Roufusport's Snider. A triangle choke over Neutral Ground's Dave Hoeppner, a special NAFC middleweight bout here on Wisconsin MMA Today. A very happy, musically inclined, apparently, Snider. A little air leg guitar. A lot of respect from both fighters. That was the official call. You're watching Wisconsin MMA Today. Roufusport's Snider taking the victory at 146 of round one by triangle over Neutral Ground's Dave Hoeppner.
Wisconsin MMA Today reporter Paul Fladten here with Snider, who just came away with an early submission victory. How'd you feel with your performance in there?
Oh, really good. You know, I'm usually more striker than wrestler or jiu-jitsu guy, so for me it's really good. It's not what I did right now, you know. I never have done before this. So
2 fights, 2-0, man. How are you feeling about your amateur career to this point?
Oh, I hope it's gonna keep. I'm gonna keep this track, you know, more focus on my technique and everything, because you could see I didn't good defend his takedown, you know. So I think, yeah, whatever.
You know, you say you love striking. You're at Roufusport. How has that helped, you know, teach you things you know?
Oh, so much high, you know. In Europe, it's like a more K1 style, you know. But here it's really for more fighting, you know, 4 cages and, you know, with everything. So it helps me a lot, because back in Europe I was training just the Thai boxing. So I started here with the grappling and everything, these stuff. Yeah, so.
Excellent. You know, what's next? When do you want to fight again?
Excuse me?
What's next? When do you want to fight again?
Oh, as soon as possible, you know. Keep working, you know, experiences, gain experiences, everything, and go pro, you know, try hard, go pro, you know, hard style.
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Duke Roufus, and we're going to do the Technique of the Week for Wisconsin MMA Today. I got my good friend, UFC Featherweight contender, Erik Koch. New elbows are one of my favorite techniques, actually. You're not going to see them in the amateur fights, but you're definitely going to see it in the pro fights. And some of our guys have done real well in the UFC with the elbows. Recently, Sergio Pettis was landing in his RFA fight, and Alan Belcher cleavered up Caleb Starnes real nice with the elbow. The elbows originate from the art of Muay Thai, which is something I studied for part of my life in the wonderful land of Thailand, and having good Thai masters come over here to America and luckily train me. So we're going to work on wearing our fight stance. There's a few different ways that we can use the elbow. The significance of why the elbow is not used in the amateurs is it's an unpadded, very hard bone. So you're not going to see it in the amateur competition, but in the professionals you are. I like the standing elbow a lot. There's a few different ways. I can go horizontal with my lead. I can horizontal with my rear. I can up with my lead by pushing it in. And one of my favorite things is when I hit, I flick my wrist. It creates a little bit more impact, a little bit more damage. If you don't knock them out, that extra wrist flick is going to create a cut. Now, as we get better, we can put some action where we swing over, almost a hacking elbow, a dragging elbow. I can go over with the elbow as well, and I can also start getting kind of tricky where I do what I call a tomahawk elbow. Bop, bop, especially if I were in a Thai clinch. Bop, I give him that tomahawk elbow. One of my favorites is when we really start getting tricky is under elbows. Like I said, I can come through Anderson Silva. There's a famous clip on the internet where he knocks out Tony Fricklin. And my all-time favorite elbow move is off the under, boom, spin elbow. I can jump elbow. As you can see, I'm really excited about elbows. So it's one of my favorite techniques, and you're going to see more of those from our fighters soon.
Thank you for watching Wisconsin MMA Today and supporting mixed martial arts in our community. I'm Scott Joffe.
I'm Paul Fladten.
And we'll see you next episode.